All right, what to do, everybody? This is assignment 2.2. This is applications involving percentages. The idea of this assignment is to either create a percentage or use a percentage. So let's go to the notes, and you probably want to get this on your note page. This is the kind of what we're talking about right here, right now. All right, so let's begin with making a percentage. You don't have a percentage and you need to construct one. An example of such a question would be like, how many of the ice creams were vanilla flavored? Okay, how many were vanilla flavored? And so what you do to create a percentage when they're asked to make one is you take what you're looking for, vanilla ice cream, and you put it on top, and you take the total, aka all ice cream, and you put it on bottom, and you do a simple division. So it would be vanilla ice cream divided by all ice cream, and then you multiply by 100, and your result will be a percentage. Okay, that's when you're asked to make a percentage. Let's just do one of those real quick. So question number 1 is asking, what percent of the original price did Valerie pay? All right, so how I'm going to set this up is what I'm looking for out of everything total. So I'm looking for what did Valerie pay? That's what I'm looking to make a percentage of, out of what it should cost. And so that will be 170 over 550 times 100. All right, so that answer comes out to be 30.90909090. All right, because I take this to 2 decimal points, the 9 rounds, this official answer will be 30.91%. And that's how we construct a percentage. This is how we make one. The question was, what percent? So we had to make a percentage. That's how those problems are done. Next, how do we use a percentage? They'll give us a percentage, and they're asking you to apply it to something else. Like, for instance, 5% of students are left-handed. So if I have 40 students, how many students would be left-handed? So in that situation, they gave me a percentage, 5%, 5% of students. Okay, so because I have the percentage, I need to apply it. I'm going to use the percentage. And so what you do is you take the percentage, i.e. 5%, you take it out of 100, and then you apply it to whatever you needed to apply it to, aka 40 students. So you see the example kind of on the right here, that 5% of 40 students, and you multiply, is 2. That'd be 2 students. There'd be 2 students out of 40. So that's how you use a percentage. Example could be like number 5. They gave you a percentage, 76%, and you got 76% of the questions correct. If there are 50 questions, how many of them would be correct? So the straight up question is, what is 76% of 50? All right, so what you do is you take the percentage out of 100 and you multiply it by whatever you're applying it to, aka questions. So 76% of 50 questions would be 38 questions. That is how you use a percentage. All right. Now, doing this, finding or using a percentage is no excuse for just general logic. As in, make sure you answer the question that is being asked. Case in point, let's go to number 9 and number 10, for instance. Number 9 and number 10. A suit was priced $295 and the sales tax is 7%. All right? So what that would be is 7% of 295, and 7% of 295 is 2065. All right? This is what the sales tax is. All right, I'm not quite done there. Let's move on to number 10 and do the similar thing. The suit, this is more expensive. The suit costs $1,266 and the tax is 6%. So 6% of 1,266 is $75.96. Again, this is the tax. Now, if students don't read the question, many students will say that these are automatically the answer because that's what the calculators say. But as I was just implying, that you have to answer the question that is being asked. If they're asking for the tax, yes, that would be the answer. But if they're asking for the overall price, including the tax, that would not be the answer. So for instance, in number 9, they want to know, what is the sales tax? That is the question. So that, my friends, is the answer. However, in number 10, they want to know, well, what is the total price? The total price is obviously not $75, because you have to pay for the suit and the tax. So again, just coming up with $75.96 isn't good enough. You have to figure out, well, what is the price of the suit, including the tax? So that would be the price of the suit plus the tax. That would be the answer to that question right there. So you figure it out, but again, make sure you answer the question that is being asked. Just don't assume that you have the correct answer. All right, last thing that I kind of need to start talking to you, and I'll just kind of hint you in on what the test looks like and everything, is this number 13, where they're talking about a down payment. I created a whole page for that right here that will help you with down payment type questions. I'd advise you could probably pause this video. Make sure you get this on your note page. All right, so the idea to keep in mind is this. What are you trying to answer? Are you trying to figure out what the down payment is? If you're trying to figure out what the down payment is, you want to use this top blue equation. If they're asking for what is the overall home value that you can afford, then you want to use this red equation. Right? So it depends upon the question that you're going to be asked. And it's most likely going to be one of them. So let's go ahead and see what that very last question has in store. Here, a lender requires a minimum down payment of 16%. So the down payment is 16% of the home value. You have $39,000 to use as the down payment. So that 39 is the down payment. The question is, determine the maximum home value. That's the question. So the question is asking for what is the home value. So let's go ahead and take a look at our equations one more time. And because this question is asking me for the home value, this bottom equation is probably what I want to use. That will answer what is the home value. So let's go ahead and mimic that on the problem itself. So what that said is the down payment, aka cash money, divided by the percentage that I could use for the down payment, and that's going to be equal to the home value. So away we go. So here, the down payment that I have available is $39,000. The percentage that is the down payment is 16%. So this is how I would set it up. If you use the division, make sure you put the bottom in its own unique parentheses. Anywho, here we go. 39,000 over 16%. That lets us know that the home value will be $243,750. Okay. The other problems are just, in essence, mimics of the things that we've already done. You should have enough skill to complete this assignment.